everyone talks about lead generation, lead generation, lead generation. Well, the problem with that communication or with that thought is, how in the world do I go about building out a lead generation strategy, Brandon? Like, I don't even know where to start. And this is what I hear consistently through coaching agents or agents at our company here at Brookstone. You know, that thought of lead generation, everybody knows and everyone talks about it. The challenge people have is, where in the world do I start? What are the best sources? What are the best systems, tactics, strategies? Where in the world do I start? So in this video, I'm going to do just that. You're going to have crystal clear clarity on not only where to start, but you're going to know exactly how to go about building out your lead generation strategy that serves you. And I'm going to start with that. The problem right now in our industry is you have all these voices coming at you. You have people saying that, hey, this is the only way to build this business and all of that other stuff is crap. Then you have other people saying, nope, this is the only way and all that other stuff is crap. And then so you're constantly in this battle of who's right. And it's causing us to further our problem with shiny object syndrome and creative avoidance, because we don't know who's right. We're out there trying a bunch of different things. And so in this video, I'm hoping that you're going to leave here, I should say, with more clarity on exactly where you should spend time in your business to serve you, to serve your personality, to serve who you already are as a person. So regardless of what you do, this video is not going to be about necessarily the tactics or the strategies or the sources of business. This is more about, hey, how do I answer the question of where do I start with lead generation? How do I know what I should be doing or not doing? Now, number one thing, so let's jump right into it. The number one thing, whatever we're doing, we have to generate conversations with buyers or sellers. So just keep things super simple. Anything that you do, number one, you've got to be consistent in doing that thing. And so as you start to build out your lead generation strategy, the question I'm going to keep asking you, that you need to keep asking yourself, is what types of things, what types of strategies, what types of systems am I going to be consistent with long term that generate enough conversations that I need to go on enough appointments that I need to accomplish the goals that I've set. So let's get right into it. The first thing you've got to look at, and this is a massive, massive question and piece for you to spend a lot of time thinking about, and that is this. Are you what we call, let's just make sure you can see that. All right, cool. So are you an inbound agent, or are you what we call an outbound agent? So here's where the whole thing begins. Are you an inbound agent or an outbound agent? Well, let's define those things right now, okay? So an inbound agent, and the first question we have to look at is, who initiates contact first? So as you're building out your business and you're trying to answer this question of, who am I as an agent? Am I going to be more of an outbound agent, more of an inbound agent? Let me walk you through how to define that. So question number one, who initiates contact first? So on the outbound side, this is an outbound agent. The agent initiates contact first, okay? Because this person spends their days and their times and their week communicating through to consumers before the consumer reaches out to them. Whereas an inbound agent, the consumer is the first one to initiate conversation, right? Massive difference. So question number one, when you're thinking about, okay, what should my lead generation strategy be? And based on what it should be, I got to decide, okay, who am I really? Am I an inbound or an outbound agent? Well, the first question you got to ask yourself is, am I the type of agent who is going to feel confident, comfortable, and consistent enough to initiate contact with potential buyers or sellers, and I'm the first one doing that. They don't know I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out first. Or are you the type of agent who feels more comfortable responding to a consumer who reaches out to you first? Not right or wrong, not good and bad. Who are you? Okay, so that's question number one. Well, question number two is, based on this, what is the approach? Okay, so this is a massive one. So outbound agents tend to be more prospecting based, and inbound agents tend to be more marketing based. Okay? Again, not right or wrong or good or bad. Who are you? And so an outbound agent generates their conversations with buyers and sellers through prospecting generally. Inbound agents generate their conversations and their appointments through marketing, right? So that's the second thing you've got to look at on answering, okay, who am I? I'm trying to whittle this thing down. Where do I start? How am I going to go about building out my lead generation strategy? This is kind of walking you through that. Next question, make sure you can see that okay. Number 3 is, are these things proactive or reactive? Okay, so on the outbound side, this is more of a proactive approach. Again, it's not right or wrong, it just is. This is more of a reactive. And, sometimes those words may have, you may look at those two words as a good or bad, but they're really not. All I'm saying here is on the outbound side of things, this agent's in a position, because this is who they are, they're proactively reaching out to consumers. The consumer has no idea they're reaching out. They're proactively reaching out to consumers through prospecting, okay? Inbound agent is typically reaching out to consumers through marketing, and they're waiting for people to react to that stimulus. They're waiting for them to react to the marketing, to the message, to the ad. Whereas the outbound agent doesn't have those things going on, so they're in a position where they have to proactively reach out to generate those conversations. Make sense? Next thing, budget. So on the outbound side, this strategy or those tactics and strategies are typically free. They typically don't cost any money. They're spending more of their time through what we call sweat equity versus check equity. They're spending their time in exchange for conversations, whereas the inbound is spending money. So this person trades their time. Let me put that here. They use their time right there. They use their time for the conversations. These folks typically spend money to generate conversations, okay? Right or wrong, good or bad, doesn't matter. It is what it is. Next what are the sources of business, okay? Well, here's the cool thing. They can be the same. They can be the exact same, or they can be completely different. The sources of business, and this is where, one of my big takeaways here, the sources of business doesn't matter. And you may say, well, how is that, right? Because let's just take, for an example, I'll just grab this. Let's just say one of the sources that we look at here is the FSBOs, right? Well, let's look at it. On this side, this person might reach out through a phone call, and this person might reach out through the mailbox, right? Same source of business, just different strategy. Free, paid, proactive, reactive, right? Same source. And you could go through all of the sources of business doing the exact same thing. So sources are almost irrelevant. And then the last thing we've got to look at as you're building out your lead generation strategy is, what is my contact strategy? So on this side, is it going to be, is it going to be phone? Is it going to be, text, email? What's it going to be? Okay. On this side, is it going to be, ads? Is it going to be mail? Is it going to be Is it going to be radio? Like, how are you going to communicate? Because if you look back at the beginning of this training, I said the goal for your lead generation strategy, regardless of what side of the equation you fall on, the only goal is to generate conversations and appointments with buyers and sellers. So you have to look at, okay, what is my contact strategy going to be? Now, once you've kind of gotten this far, which will take, hopefully give you just a ton more clarity on this overwhelming piece of how am I going to go about building out my lead generation strategy? Once you've gone through all of that information, you should absolutely be clear to say, okay, I'm either on this side of the equation or I'm on this side of the equation. And if you find yourself, because a lot of people will say, well, because a lot of agents I talk to, they tend to fall more comfortable on this side, but they don't have the budget to generate those conversations. So this goes both ways a little bit. You may have finding yourself having to create a new skill, right? And then that'll be another video, but you might have to develop a new skill so that you can still create the amount of contacts, conversations, appointments that you need to hit the goals that you have. But the point of this video, as you walk away with this video, you need to figure out who you really are, because if you try to fight this too much, your consistency will be crap and you won't be able to do things and sustain your level of activity long enough for you to generate the amount of conversations you need, to be able to generate the appointments you need. And you'll constantly be fighting this up and down battle, not only with production, but with shiny object syndrome and your frustration and your income and your outputs and your results. You'll constantly be fighting this up and down thing because you're not being real with who you are. And my last takeaway for this video today is it doesn't matter. You have all these voices coming at you in real estate. I understand it's super overwhelming. Go through this exercise. And then you can have the truth on who am I? Who am I going to be as a real estate salesperson? How am I going to grow my business? Is it going to be through these tactics or is it going to be through these tactics? Well, go through this exercise and then you can determine who you are. And so if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And then before you leave, give me a comment below. Let me know if this video has helped you at all. And I make a video like this every single week. So also, let me know what you're struggling with in your real estate business, and I'll make a video like this that will serve your business. This is how this video got created. Someone made a comment, said, hey, listen, I don't know where to start with lead generation. It's super overwhelming. Can you make a video helping me get clear on how to build my lead generation strategy? So in the comments below, make sure you do the same thing. And then lastly, there's going to be a couple links below this video. If you want to learn about our For Sale by Owner training and coaching systems, I'll put a link below this video. We can jump on a call and learn about that. Or if you're an agent here in Michigan and you want to learn about Brookstone Realtors and keeping 100% of your commission, you can click a link and I can talk to you more about our company to see if it's a good fit. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you guys next week.